Most contractors think if you just do word of mouth, you'll be busy forever. And there's a little bit of truth to that, but homeowners just aren't buying that way anymore. They don't find you, they research you. And if you're not showing up in that process of research, they're never even going to know you exist, even if you're a referral. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down how local marketing actually works to attract these new types of homeowners who do the research before they buy. And we're going to do this step by step. So the first thing you're going to learn is, one, the hidden psychology behind why homeowners choose to spend thousands of dollars with one company over another. Then number two, how to attract those types of buyers online with Google, reviews, social proof, and some other little things. And number three, how to tie it all together into one simple system that's going to help you book jobs every single week without spending a dime on ads, or at least increasing your ad spend. So how do we know this works? Obviously, we've implemented this type of process and this type of marketing with other companies in the contracting space, from roofing to flooring to fencing, you name it, we've done it. And we're going to help you in this video implement that today. So let's jump right into the video. So how does local marketing actually work for contractors? You can kind of stop guessing, start ranking and showing up over your competitors. Now, the first thing we want to talk about is old school thinking. Okay, we got to break this thought process and this mentality that most people go through. Is there fundamentals that are needing to be built off of word of mouth and off of good work? Absolutely. That's always going to be key and number one. But you got to remember, if you want to grow, you want to get unstuck. You don't want to be doing the day-to-day or doing the actual work. You want other people to come in and do that for you. You got to get out of this old school thinking. So right now, a lot of contractors, literally was on a call this morning with one still thinking this way, where word of mouth is all I need. Right? Yes, you need word of mouth, but it's not all you need nowadays. There's too many things going on with online presence, Google, research, social media, that you have to be online, period. If you want to grow, yes, you can do word of mouth and just stay busy, but if you want to actually grow, you got to get out of this mentality. Next thing, old school thinking. If people see my trucks, signs, or logos, they'll give me a call when they're ready, right? That's just a passive way of saying that I don't want to put the effort into putting myself out in front of other people. I just want people to come to me. Another phone call I had this week with a contractor with that same type of mentality. Now, are signs and logos and trucks being wrapped part of it? Yes, they're part of your brand. Should you do it? Absolutely. Anywhere you can show up, the better. But just waiting for people to call with those and saying, well, they're not, and then start blaming other things is completely your fault. Your fault as a business owner, right? Next one is, I just need to get my name out there. So once again, this is like the number one thing I hear. Oh, I just need to get my name out there. Well, yeah, 100% you do, but you need to do a heck of a lot more than that. You need to show people why they should trust you. Okay? If I do go work, the jobs will come. There's a lot of truth to this, right? It's still old school thinking, because one experience with one person may be a bad experience with another, and 10 negatives will go a lot further than one positive. So you got to keep that in mind. While yes, you got to do good work, if you happen to rub somebody the wrong way on one job, it could really negatively impact you. So you need more things to overcome that nowadays, because people research. They do the research, okay? And then marketing is for big companies that are overpriced. Now this one is 100% old school thinking, and this goes back to the mentality of charging enough money for your business to be able to maintain profits and to stay in growth. I can't tell you how many times that people were like, oh, I'm so sad that this company's closing. I used to use this HVAC company all the time, but they're closing business. You know why? It's because they didn't have enough profits to be able to maintain and operate a company, right? To be able to provide the service that they need. That's why they went out of business. It had nothing to do with people didn't love them. They just didn't charge enough money. And so when people think if I'm spending money on marketing or I'm putting money into advertising, that it's all the companies that are just cheating people by charging too much money. Not at all. Marketing, advertising your business is showing people that you do good work, but you also have to charge for it. So keep that in mind. All right, now, so let's talk about the psychology behind the new buyers. We're going to call this the homeowner journey, right? So the first thing is they got a problem. Okay, and when I say problem, I don't mean like it's like, oh, there's an issue, right? Because if you're a fencing contractor, obviously like, you know, not necessarily have a problem like, oh, I need a fence installed. That's more of a want. But there is a problem in the sense that there's a reason why they want that fence. So keep that in mind. So first thing is, homeowner has a problem or an issue or something they want solved. It could be leaks, high power bills, drafty doors, damaged home, nosy neighbors, can't host events, right? Because they don't have the right outdoor space or whatever, right? These are problems that they experience, in which why they're ready to start researching to spend thousands of dollars to get this solved for them, okay? So they go right into a research phase. They start digging in and understanding like what needs to happen next. So they start researching for options in their company. Now, the way that you want to look at it is this, is they're going to research for how do we solve this problem, okay? How are we going to solve it? So they're going to be doing research with ChatGPT or AI Google Overview. They're going to do quick ways to find out how do we get this thing solved. And with ChatGPT being a problem solver, and I use it every day, I talk to it all the time and have it search the internet for me, this is going to be a big factor in how they're going to get information. Number two, they're going to be looking at people's websites. They're not going to be outdated. ChatGPT has to pull from people's websites. Then they're going to be looking at blog posts. This is usually the number one for answering all the questions that they have, and you want them essentially to be answering those questions from, or getting the answers to those questions from your website. Then you have things like YouTube. Could I do this myself? I want somebody showing me. Once again, this is an undervalued channel, I think, for a lot of business owners that don't do it because there's a barrier of entry. You got to produce a video. You got to get on video like I'm doing right here. And people just don't like doing that. But people are going to get their information from YouTube. So once again, another avenue which they're going to be getting. And then of course, just Googling, right? I'm going to Google and find like, how do I take care of whatever this problem is down here? Like, how do we fix this? Okay. So once they've done all of these things in the research part, now it's like, who is going to do this for me? Okay, or am I going to do it myself? They may realize I'm going to do it themselves, and great, that's fine. But most of the time, who's going to do this for me? Okay, so we get into Google, social media, and referrals. These are the primary three ways that people go around and start looking for a company or somebody to do this. And they have budgets in mind. They have different ways they think about how to approach the project. But essentially, they're going to go to Google, search for a company, or they're going to go on social media and ask somebody, do you know somebody in a Facebook group that can do XYZ? Or referrals. They're going to ask a neighbor or friend, hey, have you had somebody ever do this for you? Or I saw somebody put a roof on your house, or I saw somebody install that fence. Who did that for you? How much did they cost? What was the experience? Like, they want to know all of these things. Okay, so they're going to go here and start doing this research. Then they got to start comparing. Rarely nowadays, and my twin sister just went through this. I think they had like 5 to 8 quotes come out their way about how to do a specific project. And they finally had to decide on one company, but they had to compare everything that went into it. Okay. So how are they going to compare? We're going to be looking at social media, which is going to be your primary driver of social proof visually. Do I see other projects they're doing? Do I see video testimonials? Do I see other people talking about it? Do I see them provide value? Do I see them? Are they answering my questions on social media? Do they exist as a business? Next thing to look at is reviews. Okay, if I go on Google, how many reviews you got? What's the rating? What are people actually saying? It's not just as much as when we talk to companies about getting reviews, but it's like you need to have them talking about experiences. What did they experience with your company? Because that's what people want. They want experiences and they want outcomes. So, if I worked with this company, this fence company here, or this roofing company here, and they were super nice, they checked my yard, they got it done in a day, the fence looks gorgeous, they came back and fixed this because this happened, and they were just amazing, they took care of my lawn, whatever. Talk about your experiences and like, hey, now we're able to host these parties, now my neighbor's no longer nosy, now the store was fixed, it's not drafty, now my power bills have gone down. Like, these are things that should be in the reviews. Next, photos. Whether the photos are on your website, whether the photos are shared on social media, you need to just show people you can do quality work. That's just as simple as that. And then your website. What does your website say about you as a company? And not just like a pretty thing like, oh, we have a website up so people know that we do services. Nowadays, and I won't go deep into it now, though I'll probably need to do another video on this. The way Google has rolled out updates is everything's changing about how people find you on Google and how Google serves your company up in your website. And this is all linked back to this whole homeowner's journey on how people search now. This is how people are doing it. So Google is favoring how people are searching for your company. So that's why this is so important that you think about this and how you're presenting your information online, how you're presenting your business online to be able to grow, reach those new customers that you haven't reached yet, or even get the old ones back in. So once they're done comparing, next step of the homeowner journey is I gotta call somebody. I gotta contact them. This right here is where most contractors lose, is that initial point of contact. They don't take it seriously. They don't think it's important. You can do all of this work. Look at this. Look at all of this work these people go through, right? And they've done their research. They're ready to go. All this stuff. And I think I'm going to call this company or reach out to this company. And the first point of contact is either dead silence, nobody answers, nobody gets back to you. They answer in an unfriendly tone. You seem agitated. Like all of the things, or I have no way to reach you, or maybe one way to reach you. So the first point of contact is where most people lose, and this is where you've got to learn to win. So the first point of contact, depending on what type of person they are, what type of service you offer, it depends on how they're going to contact you. Social media messenger. People forget about this. I see it all the time. We have clients that we manage their, social media channels or, their Facebook pages. I see messages come through all the time that don't even get responded to. That's wild to me. You should be able to, with as many softwares that are out there now, you can have this connected to a software that notifies you that somebody contacted you and you can get on top of it. Next is a web form fill. Okay. Once again, if they fill out information on a website, you need to have automations in place to send them a text message, send them an email saying, we got your information. Thank you so much for reaching out. We're going to get back to you at this date and time, right? Most people with web form fills aren't expecting an immediate call, but the faster you can get to those people, the better. Next, a chat, let's go phone call. So on a phone call, obviously, if I'm calling your business, there needs to be a branded messaging, a specific way to qualify or help a homeowner that calls your business. And you need to have it scripted out. And it needs to be on brand with the way you present yourself online and with other people. That's how you're going to win. Even if they decide not to work with you, you need to give them a great experience regardless. So that way, if they're like, this didn't work out with this company, but they were super nice and they walked me through everything, you should go give them a call. You can get referrals even with people that don't do it. If you have first phone call, you really take it seriously, you really put a brand behind it, you let people know who they're calling, and you guide them through the process and answer their questions. I promise you, you're going to get, I guarantee you could probably get 30% more jobs just by fixing this here. I can almost guarantee it. All right, next, text message. Have it as an option for people to text you, okay? Or at least be able to text back and communicate back with text messaging. Hugely important. Too many softwares out there nowadays that you can do this easily, or hire somebody to do this easily, or put an AI chatbot to answer the questions, whatever. There's just a ton of things. Last thing is a chatbot. Now, this one's controversial for contractors because they like to have control of what's going on, and sometimes if you have a chatbot or AI, that seems disingenuous. But sometimes it's good to just answer questions, simple questions. Maybe not book a call, but just answer simple questions that people may have that maybe they don't want to call for you, but boom, I got a quick answer. And then maybe that keeps you from having to answer on the phone of an unqualified lead. Now, the other thing about the chatbot too is you don't want it to pop up and be in people's way, but just a little messaging option to be like, hey, let me click this and see how it works. And obviously you want to read data and see how people do. And if it doesn't work, then obviously take it off your website, but consider it as an option to help give people the right information that they need. The only other one we're going to talk about here that I didn't put on here for just a moment is voice AI. I misspelled voice. That is voice AI. Now, voice AI is going to come in sooner or later. It's going to replace that person that you're paying to answer the phone. And it's going to be able to do a lot of stuff. And it's going to be able to sound friendly. It's going to be able to sound like a real person. We've used and have access to some that sound almost like a real person that people never even knew was an AI. But it's going to get better. So consider it as an option sometime in the future that you may want to implement to get that initial phone call, especially if you're smaller and you maybe don't have somebody full-time or somebody's sick. You may want to use this to help get that first phone call friendly and be able to answer the questions and guide people in the right direction. And so don't negate it, but think about it in the future and use it in a very strategic way. Now that we've talked about that, we got an initial contact out, here is where you're going to lose your leads typically. Okay? Most contractors only show up in one step. And oh my God, is this not true? I mean, this is so true. And this is not just contractors. This is most service-based business owners. They want to show up when somebody new is coming in their business, right? So if you post after the job's done, that's too late. Or you only relied on word of mouth, that's too slow. Or you skip search engine optimization where you're showing up for all of these things and answering all these questions online, that's why your phone is quiet. So you only want to show up when people find your business or people call you as a referral. And that's the only time it's it. After that, you don't want to follow up. But you're losing leads because of all of these things here. Now, that brings us to 3 pillars of local marketing that you need to be doing to start grabbing all of these new leads, grabbing all these new home buyers who are going through that whole journey, so they will decide to reach out to your company and work with your business. So here they are. You've got visibility, you've got credibility, and conversion. Okay, conversion being actually converting into a customer. So one, you got to be visible to somebody. All right, so let's look into that first. So can people actually find your business? Can I find you online? I have another friend that does a marketing company. He calls them Bigfoot businesses. Shout out to Jake Zufeld over at Weldwood Marketing. Great people. But anyways, so he talks about Bigfoot business, meaning like, can I actually find your company? Like, oh, I heard of you, but then I went to find you and I couldn't find you. Man, that's got to be a gut punch in your stomach, because it's like, crap, like I lost a lead because nobody could find my business online. And nowadays it's getting harder. It's getting more difficult, and it's changing rapidly, and it's difficult to keep up. But here are the 4 different ways to really think about it. So one, you got Google Business Profile. Okay. Update weekly with posts, photos, frequently asked questions. Make sure you're constantly on your Google Business Profile. We're getting people to look at that, because Google is making that hugely important to show up on Google and show up in the map packs. Next thing is implementing a local SEO strategy. Now, there's a lot of things you can do yourself to help with this, especially in Google Business Profile. But for the most part, on your website, you need to be implementing pages that use city and your service, plus keywords that naturally are across all these pages, keywords that attract people to your company or the services that you offer, including cities. And what do we mean by this? We mean like not just being like, I service Birmingham, Alabama. It's like, I also service Pelham, Hoover, Vestavia, whatever. If I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, I service, I'm trying to think of the ones up there, up around there. The small city, Woodstock, I service Buford. Like, those are being specific, and that's what Google wants to see, because it's very location specific when people are searching for those things. All right, next, your social media presence. You need to be posting finished projects, team photos, seasonal tips is going to help people based on whatever your industry is. And I think social media, you could post daily, and I think that's important, but just being genuine on social media, getting on video, getting other, customers on video, getting people comfortable, and just showing up is half the battle there. Like, you're not, organic reach on a Facebook business page isn't going to get you far nowadays. It's just not. Personal reach is always better. But at least if you're posting stuff on there, people see that you're alive in business when they're doing their research. And a lot of times I go to social media just to see if people are posting. Like, are they really in business? Because their Google could be outdated. Their website could be outdated. Maybe they're not in business, or they're not doing great stuff, or they hide stuff around that. But this will let me know that they're active and they're doing things. Consistency. So what we mean by this is your name, phone, and message must match everywhere. Name, phone number, how do we contact you? It needs to be the same on social media, Google Business Profile, directories, like where you show up. If you show up on Angie's or Home Advisor or Thumbtack, like having a profile there is important, and having the same information there is important. Same thing on Google Business Profile and your website. Is all the contact info the same? And the second part to this that nobody talks about is your messaging. How you speak to the kind of people that you want to talk about. And that's a whole nother video. You can check out my channel. I got a ton of videos on this. Matter of fact, I'll put a video up here somewhere there that you can check out to talk about your marketing message and how you speak to people, and how that brand messaging needs to be consistent across all channels. Okay, so that's the one, visibility. Second pillar, credibility. So are you legit when people find you? When they see you online, can they determine that you're a legit company? So we're talking about a clean, fast website. Functioning. Doesn't have to be overdone. Doesn't have to be like this crazy, intricate website. It just needs to be clear and focused and fast. And can I get on it? And it's meaning it needs to be mobile friendly. Clear info. No extra clutter or crap that people just don't need information on. Okay. Next, social proof. Active social media pages with recent projects and comments. We just talked about that. Be active on social media. Doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to have these crazy graphic designs or fancy edited videos. Just get on video. Just post. Like, really, that's it. Don't treat social media as a way to get a bunch of leads and lead generation. Treat it as a way to provide social proof to people, homeowners. They're going to reach out to your business. It's just another way, another avenue to do it. A lot of times, it doesn't take long to post photos up. Okay. Real reviews. Google and Facebook reviews matter equally. Okay. And so if you can take, a lot of times you can take reviews on Facebook, I believe, and put it on Google, reviews on Google and take it on Facebook. I'm not 100% sure. But that being said, reviews matter. What people say matter. That's why, like, when you shop on Amazon, I'll look at a product and the very first thing I do is click reviews and product photos and product design, and I want to see customers' photos and what it really looks like in their home, or videos and what's their case studies review. That's the first thing people look at on Amazon. Guess what? They're going to do the same damn thing for you. So keep that in mind. You want real reviews, authentic reviews. You want reviews where people are not just saying, oh, they did a great job, but what was my experience like? Okay. Proof of experience. Once again, this just goes back. We've talked about this before. Or do you have project photos, years in businesses? Do you have licenses? All this should be on your website. Are you Google guaranteed? Do you have warranties in place? Let people know. Are you partnered up with a manufacturer, that you are like a platinum partner or whatever? Like, I know, like James Hardy Siding, they do, they have like elite contractors, Owens Corning, same thing. It could be a platinum contractor or bronze or whatever. And, whatever. If you have a manufacturer that you have a partner with and you're like a platinum dealer or whatever, put that on your site, put that in your social people, let people know that you do enough good business and you do enough business, and the companies recognize that, right, as suppliers. And then last thing, clear call to action. Call now, get estimate. It needs to be visible on every page. You need to make it so easy for people to get a hold of your business. And it's so funny how many people it's difficult just for me to get a hold of you. Like, I may find your business and be like, where's your phone number? How can I call you? Is there a form I can fill out? Is this number the same as this number over here? I'm seeing two different numbers. And then I call and then nobody answers, right? It goes back to the whole first time I call experience. So just a clear call to action, call now. Get an estimate now. This is the clear next steps. Don't overthink this. Doesn't have to be fancy words. Don't overthink, okay? Last thing we're going to talk about here is conversion. So, do you close the click? Do you close the person that found your business? So how do we do this? How do we optimize this? We want to track every call or form fill. Now at Presto Media, we use What Converts. I don't have any special advertising or getting paid or affiliates or anything like that, but we use What Converts to help track calls, because we listen to phone calls. We'll be able to, like, if you have somebody that's, taking the calls for you, you can listen back to them, help train them to do better on the call, whatever it may be. We track the form fills to see where they came from, so we can track the journey of how people found you online, so we can optimize that, right? So we can make sure we're getting more people in that same way. And What Converts to allows us to send data back to Google and Facebook, so we can continue to optimize campaigns. Follow up within 5 minutes. Even if you have a website form fill, follow up, call them. If you can do it within 5 minutes, great. If you're running ad campaigns, answer the phone, call them back, whatever. A great thing you can do is, we use Go High Level software, and we'll implement a missed text callback. So what it does is keep the person engaged. So they call, missed the call, and then it'll text them, hey, so sorry. Hey, this is so-and-so. So sorry we missed your call. How can I help? Get them engaged. Or be like, hey, we're going to call you back in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Something that lets them know we recognize you called. So sorry we weren't able to answer at this moment, but keeps them engaged. And sometimes they'll just text you back, and you'll start a text conversation. And then maybe you can hit them back real quick with oh, hey, I'm going to get back with you in just 5 minutes. Keep that in mind. All right, next, I kind of just said this, but automated text and email reminders, make sure that anytime somebody contacts you, there's something automated on the back end to keep them engaged, let them know they got your information. Nothing worse than submitting a form on a website and not knowing if you got it. You know, like, give me some confirmation that we've got your info. And then retarget visitors who didn't call you. There are different ways that you can target people through like direct mailers, Facebook ads, Google ads that will retarget people that got on your website and just show up again and keep showing up and over again. And everybody knows about this. And yes, even with cookie policies in place that you have to accept, at the end of the day, we can still find ways to get in front of you. And most people have opted in to be okay with accepting the cookie. So just keep that in mind to be able to get more of those people in the door and, of course, close more of those deals. So all these pieces got to fit together into what we call a marketing loop. So what happens is, number one, right, people, they go through the problem, right? They look on Google, social media, they get friends or whatever. And then they go and they visit, okay, your website, your social proof, your social profiles. They want to see if you're a legitimate company, can I trust you, can you solve the problems? Then they move into your reviews, social proof. Can you do what you actually say you do? Do you have customers that are actually speaking on your behalf because they had a great experience? Then they're going to be following up. How do you follow up with them when they finally reached out to your business? Is it done in a valuable way? Is it done in a way that helps guide them to the answers that they need, into the solutions that they need? Every customer should be your customer. Okay, and then when you close the job, are you actually committing to and fulfilling all the things that they trusted in all these other places? And then finally, are you getting referrals from every customer? Are you asking them for the referral? A lot of people just don't do this, or you offer them a reward, and then it's going to go right back into this right here. So this is always constantly going on. You're always constantly optimizing each step point. What can I do to get more reviews? What can I do to convert more people on my website or social profile? What can I do to show up more often in front of my friends in social media and in Google? What can I do to follow up better that provides more value and converts more customers? When I close the job, how can I provide a better service? And then how can I get more referrals off of current customers that we have? So this constant loop is going on all the time. That's what we help optimize for customers or for clients and contractors and any service-based business owner. You should always be thinking about this, and as you consistently improve each one of these sections here, all right, the more you're going to grow your business and the more you can systematize these things, it just makes it super easy. So local marketing works when you stop chasing just being visible and start building consistency over time. So 3 things to think about once again is 1, be visible where people are actually searching. 2, look like it's obvious, you're the obvious, safe, reliable choice, and then follow up faster than all your competitors. And I promise you, you will win and you will grow your business. And of course, if you check out the video on the screen, I think I probably got 2 up here. 1, I don't know, it'll be up here. Learn how local SEO actually works, how you can actually implement a lot of strategies yourself so you can grow your business online and do all the things that we just talked about in this video so you can grow your business predictably. Till next time.